Okay, we're back, starting off our Super Metroid block with a 100% run by Boris.
All right, so just a 100% run. Really just wanted to show people, hey, this is how this works, and we're going to do a randomizer later, and having this information is very helpful in a randomizer. So...
knowing where all the stuff is useful? What?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so...
So before you get started, a quick update on the bid war. Saving the frames versus saving the animals. Frames is in a commanding lead at $2,110 versus animals relatively paltry $1,017. We have until, what is it, when you start fighting Ridley or when you finish Ridley?
When Ridley is done.
When Ridley is done, that's when the bid will be closed. So, if you want to save dem animals, get dem donations in.
All right.
All right, so timer will start once I hit start game. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
Also, hi, I'm EI. I'm going to be talking over this as well.
This is EI. He'll probably be talking more than me. He's a lot better at this game than I am. That's not saying much, I guess.
Whoa! Wow! Whoa! Jeez, the self-deprecation right out of the gate.
That's okay. All right.
This is Cirrus Station. Nobody really cares that much about it. It's pretty boring.
Nope. It's pretty much, hey, let's go see Ridley. And
well, no, we're gonna see the Metroid.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Metroid too. Yes.
The baby.
Oh, look.
See? Look, there we go. All right, we found the last Metroid.
The baby. All right, game over.
All right, good. Roll
40
credits.
seconds.
Yeah, celebration.
Nice. That's well underestimate. That's a good show.
What? Oh.
Oh, hi, Ridley.
Oh, womp.
So, interesting thing about Ridley is just get hit as many times as you can by him. He leaves once you get, what, below 30?
Below 30, yeah. Once the suit is singing the song of its people. You get hit by his tail, it does more damage.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I went down and ducked behind him, just to get hit as much by the tail as possible.
So whilst you are escaping the exploding station, had a couple donations come in. At $420 from Tormod, nice. One-upping Mr. Bond's donation incentive by an order of magnitude, save the frames. Also a $42 donation from Firetron, nice. I'll also match reach down. Thank you very much.
38. That's not 42, which would have matched the amount of downs that
would have been real good.
I'm 4 short.
Hate to see it.
By series.
Rip Sirius. F's in chat for Sirius Station.
So I start going right.
Yes, obviously. Yeah, you want to be a heathen this run, to be sure.
Go right and immediately be met with a wall.
You can just wall jump over it. You're fine.
And then run into a super missile. Sorry, I guess I'm going to ruin all the spoilers.
Oh, I can't believe it.
How dare you spoil this game from 1994?
There we go.
Nice.
And you can do a little aim up on that one and hit the door before you get to it.
Requires particular timing. You didn't bonk the door, though, so well done.
Almost. Oh, come on. There you go. And this one, I believe it is, when you're dropping down, it's 6 platforms, and then to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit more. There we go. Down. Oop.
Look at this.
And back.
This guy knowing what he's doing.
Oh, except for that. No, dropped it.
I'm hearing a lot of surprise in that voice.
Hey,
and then you messed up Hitless, so now I'm disappointed in you. I expected better, Boris. I thought you were practicing.
I was practicing, just not that enough, apparently. I think I practiced more in other areas where it was very important.
Yeah, the actual important places.
Yeah.
I guess.
So,
you didn't even get smooth. That's 2,000 points you're dropping on the table there.
You know what? Maybe we can try that later.
Just got to get your down back in.
Oh, bounce. Bad. Bad bounce.
Bad bounce.
Hate to see it.
Yep.
Oh, right. This is the actual game, which means that we have all of these beautiful beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful fanfares.
Yeah, you're just used to doing the combo randos where you don't have all the
Yeah, where it's just like, and it's gone. You don't have to worry about it.
We're going to skip going that way. It's later in the route because we can get all the items at one go rather than doing that now.
Yep.
And if you do that angle up and then push the direction on the elevator, it has to do with the way hitboxes work in this game because Samus's hitbox changes based off of what the current animation is.
Also, if you're running and you hit aim up, you can stop on a dime, which is convenient.
Yep. Which is very helpful at certain times to just step in and check. It stops you from going off an edge where you shouldn't. Oh, whoops. Let's go this way.
All right, let's see your escape shaft strategies here. There's a few different schools of thought for this room, and
missed that one.
In any case, it's usually miserable.
Yep. Let's just go this way. And now let's try that again. Oh, that guy. Miserable strategies there.
Yeah.
Yep, I keep forgetting that guy's right. Ooh, I upped.
Don't up. If you up, you stop somersaulting. That's very bad.
Yep.
If you're trying to wall jump with that somersault.
Yep. Oh, come on, get up there. There we go.
So now we're going to go see our very favorite friend. Ooh, the left dodge there. That's cheeky. I like that.
Yeah, so this one, let's see if I can actually get the proper location.
Sweet spots?
Yeah. So we go over, get the bombs. And then kind of want to be a bit...
Oh no, the door closed.
Think about
You are,
right.
I think, a pixel too far back. Oh. Now you're way too far forward.
That
That's
might be okay.
Probably fine,
We'll
think.
So you might just, if it works...
No, pixel too far forward.
Oh, come on, back up. There we go.
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to see the sweet spots unless you're...
There we go. That one is okay.
Yeah, you're good. So now you can just aim up and shoot at him a bunch.
There
Nice.
we go. Yeah, the first one, so you get him like right about here and he'll just keep bouncing back. Oh, look at all of those rockets, or missiles. I need those. Rockets, ugh. Sorry.
I mean, I guess they kind of behave like rockets. They're unguided, so...
It must have been all that watching Assault Android Cactus, I guess. So you can go up there.
It's called the Alcatraz escape.
Yeah,
it's tricky.
I cannot do that one. Normally I try it in practice. It's like, maybe I'll get it this time. Nope.
It takes a lot of practice. The inputs for it are a little weird, so... But you can wall jump up there, and then you do like a wall jump plus midair morph that lets you get into that passageway.
We're just going to take a little bit of damage there because we're just going to get an E-tank here anyway. There we go. And take some more damage and just boost through it. You get through two of these guys.
Oh, you had a nice amount of health there.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful. Sometimes I let it get a little too low. Let's see if I can avoid.
You want to make sure you have at least some health coming into Kraid's lair later on, so you don't get health bombed by mini Kraid.
Yeah.
But you also want to make sure you have 5 missiles for opening a door right here.
Yeah,
coming up right here.
So this one, sometimes I get this, but you kind of come off this way. Nope, didn't get it. So you can avoid all of those ones. This is one of the early. So we're gonna do the mock ball here.
Yep.
Jump through the door. I might
Going
have done
for
it
early
too
supers.
high. Yep, through.
So if you
Didn't get it.
If you do that right, you can retain running speed in morph ball form, and that'll let you sneak through all of these closing gates there.
Of course, that wasn't a terrible time to actually mess that up because now I have 5 missiles again for the next door on the other side.
Yeah, it's not as bad of a time waste as it seems like.
Oh, that was way too high.
You're gonna have to back that one up.
Yep, back that one up. That was bad. All right.
I mean, if you can do the same room one, the gate didn't start closing, but that is a tricky...
Oh, man. I'm doing that way too early. Man, what the heck is that?
I don't know.
Phew.
But this is a very, very important trick because it allows you to skip an entire extremely slow mid-boss.
There we go.
There it is.
Easy
That's
peasy.
the mock ball.
First try.
Yeah, first try, yep. So it allows you to keep your momentum going when you're morphing into the ball. So if you bounce before you hit, when you hit the ground, then you're not gonna be able to get that little trick.
And you also need to have enough running speed, obviously, into the jump to get it to go as well.
Generally, it's easier to do that through the doors. There's another place where you can do that. There's a few places you can do it, but for randomizer, I know there's another place where I will commonly do that.
Ice Beam?
For Ice Beam, yes.
Yeah, or Ice Beam's location, I suppose, if you're in a randomizer.
You need the... Oh, didn't even get all the way up to the... didn't even adjust the...
If you're using the route that I think you're using, you won't need to use the mock ball anywhere else.
No, that's the only place that's required, just because I want to, and because...
Safety?
Yeah, a little bit of safety. Let's just get a little bit more health. So... And pretty much we're always going to be using the supers on these red doors from now on, because...
One super
saves time. Go through that. Too far back. Bum, bum, bum. There are a lot of moments in this game where there's just such thrilling gameplay.
Compelling gameplay is happening.
Yes.
Received a $42 donation from Mr. Bond. Gee, who's that? 42 downs of $42.
All right.
So now this is going to be, we're going to skip. Okay, thank you. That works. He's probably going to come back.
Yeah, I think when you jump, it's gonna...
Oh, wait. Sorry. This isn't, I'm not doing randomizer right now.
A little too high.
Yeah, there
it is. So this is normally the exit path to a particular a particular figure 8 type nerd called Spore Spawn that we will not be seeing today, or at least will not be seeing as part of this run, because he's very slow. Nobody wants to fight him because it takes forever.
And,
forever. But we can grab his supers, so we don't have to worry about it.
Thank you very much.
So no spore spawns are harmed in the making of this run.
So we have saved one
really
animal.
One animal has been saved regardless, if you want to call that thing an animal.
I don't know. I ain't no scientist.
Yeah. So next thing we're going to do is super out of this one, then we're going to have to bomb.
It's kind of plant-like, really, I would say. More
Yeah, I suppose.
More flora than fauna.
We have saved a living creature.
Okay, fine. You know, up until that whole planet exploding
Well,
bit,
yeah, you try your best.
All right, so we come down and get the charge beam. We'll have to be back here later once we get the power bomb. And so we end up having to use the mid-air morph a lot. It's where essentially you just jump up and morph into the ball to get through certain spaces. It's a lot faster than using a bomb to jump.
It's true.
And now we're going to go wall jump and get this missile. And EI will remind me if there's anything. This is the exact route he's thinking of. If I forget something, please let me know.
All right, yeah, I will try and...
There are definitely some gotchas in this route.
And in just 100% in general, there are several very cheeky, like, wall and ceiling block items that you have to just know exist and aren't really straightforward or properly hinted at, which is unfortunate.
Get some supers from the cactax there. Get through the door.
And welcome to Red Brinstar. Very moody music.
Yep. And so hopefully, there we go. And don't want to get trapped in this water here.
You especially don't want to get trapped in that water there.
Yeah. Spikies will hurt a lot.
It's true.
Early, we're going to get the spazer here. So I want to go in. I do not want to go in there. I do not want to bomb that one. I just want to shoot it.
There's a bomb block right by that shot block that will drop you basically right into those spikes that we don't want to be in.
Yeah, though I might use that to get out anyway.
It's a useful egress path, yeah.
And if I can... too far.
Yep,
Nope.
no, you're good.
You're good. All right. Back over. Oh, that was a little short. That's fine. We're good. And welcome to Meridia.
Hi, Meridia.
Little tour through it. Oh, okay. Bye, Meridia.
Bye, Meridia.
So here's another. We're gonna do an early Kraid fight here without the high jump boost. So timing. There we go.
Nice.
So you can wall jump off that corner. It's kind of a bit tricky with the timing.
You need to get a decent enough running start for that, and that can sometimes be a little tricky.
And then all of these guys are gonna greet me. Make sure maybe they'll drop a health. No? Okay. Yeah.
A 5 health, it's something.
Yeah. Either way, there's something where if I wanted to, I could farm the next... Oh, whoops. Ah, dang it. Way to go, me. Way to pay attention.
So, it wasn't as much of an issue in this case because you had plenty of supers in stock, but that mini Kraid is all but guaranteed to give supers and several supers when you kill him. Yeah. So it's usually a good idea to make sure that he's not health bombing you, where you are so low on health that all enemies only drop health to take advantage of the high super drop rate. It's a very convenient spot to refill on supers.
What a jerk. Okay, so there is a way that you can kind of skip a lot of this fight. Not really skip, but you can get him with a bunch of supers right away.
If you catch him in a particular spot of his animation, he'll kind of freeze for a moment, and it'll give you a chance to continue firing supers at him. It's called the Kraid Quick Kill. It is a little tricky.
Oh, dang it.
You're good. You're good. Just
get him once.
All right, just gonna dance with Kraid here.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Not used to seeing him that far forward.
Oh.
Due to the lack of high jump, you do have to wall jump to get to the upper platforms, which is a little unfortunate.
Oh, missed. Okay,
one more normal missile will do him.
One more normal will do it?
Yep, it's 3 supers and a normal. That's all it takes.
There we go. That was a bit slower than those two, but that's okay.
It was fine.
Let's heal up. Oh, I guess. Oh, wow, we had actually quite a bit of health still.
Yeah, and now your trash can is slightly full.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll never have to use it. All right.
Things are going badly if you have to pull into that.
Yes. The one place I could think maybe I might need it is the spiky death room later. Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not, because if it ends up getting drawn into in the spiky death room, you'll probably end up immediately taking the death after anyway, due to the nature of how your iframes work while you're cashing in your trash can. Which is to say, your iframes are still counting down, and if you are spending enough time emptying your trash can, your iframes will have run out, and you will immediately get hit by the thing that just hit you. Which, in Spiky Death Room, is bad, because most of those things do very large amounts of damage for the time that you are running through there.
Yeah, since you don't have the gravity suit at that time... Since you don't have the gravity suit at that time, it's also going to hurt a lot more.
Yes. It's called the Spiky Death Room for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Get up there. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, nice. Getting a lot of good super drop luck there.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Good. And now we're going to go down to Upper Norfair.
Yep.
So now we'll go down partially the actual intended path of going to get the high jump boots.
Because it turns out they are really useful.
Okay, that was interesting, but it worked. Let's see if I get him. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah, thank
nice.
you. I think the first time I played this game, I didn't realize I had to finish that guy off to get back out of this room.
Yeah, so that door is locked until you kill that one little fire crawly guy, and if you can catch him right away like that, you can cause the door to blink and become unlocked, and if you shoot it open, it will stay unlocked when we return to the room after getting the high jump boots.
Yeah, otherwise I'll just have to sit there and wait for him. Oh wait, high jump. I don't need that. That's why I came into this room.
If you like that fanfare, boy howdy, do we have a lot more where that came from.
Yep. I think even in the rando they do that too. It's just when you're doing like a combo rando that it's not doing that.
Some variants of the rando get rid of the fanfare, but I think SM Rat rules put it back on to make it so that there's a cost to just grabbing whatever you see.
Yeah, which
I guess I can understand the logic behind it.
Yeah.
So this room here would be superheated, so if it weren't for the fact that we grabbed the Varia suit from our good buddy Kraid, we'd be constantly taking damage right now, and it would be very problematic for exploring this entire area here.
We'll just do a quick little dip in the lava here, so we don't have to come back and get that later. It's a tiny bit of damage, it'll be fine. Then we'll go up here. He's still there. He was still there. Okay. I think this one I want to jump into. Yes. Didn't get it anyway. Oh well.
If you get a mock ball there, you can end up doing kind of scooting through the bottom of this room really quickly. But even if you're just at normal speed, you can get through it without too much trouble.
Yeah. So you just morph ball down to the bottom. It's the path of least resistance there. Oh no.
Oh. Well.
Okay. Well, a little extra space maybe.
Let's see.
So that's why you don't want to open that door.
So we're going to skip, well, Boris is going to skip a whole series of really annoying and slow rooms by just wall jumping up Bubble Mountain here. Saves probably a minute and a half, something like that. Minute and a half. It saves a good chunk of time. It's worth doing. Plus it looks cool.
Yeah.
Everyone loves looking cool.
And now we're going to come up to another, this is a tricky one.
Don't forget the ceiling missile.
Yes. There are a few of those gotchas, and this is one of them. Oh, this is so fast. So we got the ceiling missile.
Yeah, that one is rude. It's very easy to forget that exists, and because it's on the same map tile as something you're going to be going through anyway, you can't tell that you missed it. Unlike some of the other gotcha items where there's at least some indicator that you maybe forgot a thing. That ceiling missile, I mean, you passed through this room to get the speed booster, so you must have remembered the ceiling missile, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You did this time.
And get that little thank you. And this is a nice place for
a refill.
Farming.
Yeah.
So yep, just
the enemies coming out of that pipe are in fact 5 overlapping enemies that then do a little spread formation at you, which is actually very convenient because you can shoot all of them at once and get all of their delicious drops.
All right, through here. Now this one, we're gonna get the wave beam a bit early, utilizing
some wall jump magic.
Yep.
Ooh,
that was dicey.
You almost accidentally performed what's called a Kego, where if you're in the wrong frame of the particular frame of your turning animation, you'll end up clipping through and falling down through the platforms or other enemy type things.
What?
And it's used on particular enemies called Kegos, which we might see a glimpse of coming out of here. There it is. Hi, Kego. And it's used in that instance. You can kind of clip through and then keep running, so it's a little bit of a time save.
Come on.
In a few rooms that have it.
There we go.
But if you fall through those moving platforms, it's really inconvenient. Fortunately, Speed Booster and High Jump would let Boris jump back onto them off the ground, so it's not like having to go all the way back around. But it's still definitely annoying, and a thing to be aware of. Coincidentally, there are some other spots where accidental KOing can happen, like the spiky death room.
Yeah, that one's very nasty.
Because you can KO through the spike platforms, and because you're falling through to the spiky side of the spiky platforms, then the spikes hit you.
But it's the ones that do the 100 damage.
Yeah. Those are very painful. You don't want that. They're very, very bad.
Yeah. So we get the wave beam so we can go down here and get through this door early, because you're really supposed to have the grappling hook there. And
or you're supposed to either be coming around the other way or have already grabbed the grapple hook. Grapple beam, I guess. But we can, because wall jumping is a thing, you can just grab wave and pop on down here and say hello to our other very special friend. Hi, Croc!
Gotta back him up a bit.
This is Crocmeyer. He doesn't appreciate beams being fired into his mouth.
Nope.
Or missiles. Missiles are also something that...
Yeah, you can do missiles. So what I found when he kind of does that thing where he's going to start firing out those shots is you can jump up a little bit higher. And because I kind of just do it right away here. So here I'm going to jump up a little higher. Oh, that didn't work.
If you get it right away, you can do that. An alternate strategy is to let him shoot the high ball, jump over the low ball, and then fire as you're jumping over it. Either way works perfectly fine.
You want to try to make sure you also have a decent amount of health here, because you're going to take a little bit of a dip. Okay, there he goes.
I mean, you have way more than enough, because you really only need maybe an E-tank or so worth to be safe, and then you get a nice full refill from here.
Like I said, I'm taking this one a little bit more conservatively than I've been in my practice, just because starting over is not really an option.
Yeah. Marathon safety strats are definitely worth doing.
And speed up. Oh wow, I still kept this.
You still got the shine.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Oh no! There's an earthquake. What could possibly be happening?
Wait, this is an Earth? Is it still called an earthquake?
A Zebus quake, whatever.
Spike. Oh.
Oh, phase 2, Croco.
Oh, maybe not.
We have a $42 donation from Kenny. Matching Mr. Bond's Assault Android Cactus Plus knockdowns incentive put towards knocking down those animals, a.k.a. saving the frames.
Okay, so I'm going to need a lot of focus here, all right?
Oh, man, okay.
Okay, made it.
I'm starting to think that wasn't sincere.
It would have been sincere if I would have missed it.
I probably would have made fun of you if you missed that
I
one.
would have deserved it.
Mercilessly.
So you can get early power bombs that way, and that might be like, is that?
It's one of two ways that people would consider quote unquote early power bombs. So that's the Croco early power bombs method, and it's super easy. Do what we did, and then you can just run and jump. The alternate method is wall jumping up the red tower that we were seeing fall down earlier. Normally you're supposed to have the ice beam, and then you ice beam all the way up the red tower, and you go over and you get the power bombs, you come back down to Norfair, and you do a bunch of other stuff. That's really annoying and slow, so don't do that.
Oh, go away.
But you can either wall jump up there, which is difficult, but lets you get power bombs basically right, like before you even fight Kraid. Or you can do this method, which is easy, but maybe a little bit more out of the way.
Yeah.
But it's easy.
Oh.
Which is why I do it, because I'm bad.
Yeah, that was not great, but...
And it's a way I definitely recommend for people learning 100%, because it is a very low worries path through getting power bombs. And then once you have power bombs, all bets are off. You can go a whole bunch of places.
I also like to open this door before I go over, so that way I don't forget it. And we can do... Oh, come on.
I was hoping to see a nice fancy swag spark there.
It was supposed to be fancy, but it just didn't come out. Okay. I like to open that door just because sometimes I don't trust my timing on actually
on the
opening.
return trip?
Yes.
Oop.
Well,
Ow.
ouch.
Watch out for those spikes.
Thank you. All right, so now we're going to do a little short charge. Oh, okay, well, that
Nice.
worked.
Yeah, it worked. I was going to say, careful not to be too far over on that.
Yep. All right, back up.
You can also wall jump up that wall, but obviously it's going to take longer, so... If you can do the Shine Spark there, it's definitely a little bit of a time saver.
Yeah,
Just
so
make sure you're not too far to the left when you do it, because you end up bonking against one of the early platforms, and it's, you know...
Pointless Shine Spark there, but it's cool.
Yeah, that Shine Spark, I think, basically is net neutral, but it looks cool.
It takes a little bit of damage, obviously, but, you know, it's fun.
We have fun here.
Yes, lots of fun. Okay, a little bit safe here. There we go. Now, power bomb through that next one. Or not power bomb, sorry. Super missile.
Some sort of
explosion. And now...
And hey, we've come full circle, but now we have a whole bunch more neat stuff.
Yep. We're going to be done with Norfair for now. What you can technically do is, if you wanted to, you could morph... You can do the mock ball through there.
I mean, you have Speed Booster, you can just run.
Oh, yeah, I guess I do have that. Oh, yeah, I need that. What am I doing? I do need that.
I mean, you don't need it. It's just going to make things inconvenient later.
Yeah, that's the route. What am I talking about? Yeah, I need this. Wow. Way to go, me. Okay.
All right.
There we go.
There's a swag spark.
So, yeah, we can just
bonk.
Skip that whole entire room pretty much on the way there. All right, so now...
It saves, like, a minuscule amount of time.
Yeah.
But, again, it looks cool.
Oh, come on.
The one downside is that does use a little bit of energy that, depending on how confident you are in your Phantoon fighting abilities, might be relevant.
Normally, I'm okay with it. But
no, well, then you're good.
Like I said, playing's a bit more safe than it was at home. Let's go.
Don't forget to get the...
Yep, got to go down and do the Shine Spark. Hopefully Oh, okay. Wow, that was...
That's...
Okay, it just started taking me. I was like, cool, thank you. I wanted to go on that ride.
Gonna take you for a ride.
All right, so we're going to clear out this room a little bit so we can set up another Shine Spark here. Also get a little bit of health back, hopefully. That guy doesn't take it all.
I was going to say, you got to try and net gain health, though.
Yeah, didn't end up working with that one. Okay, so we're going to do another Shine Spark here. Oh, come on. There we go.
So if you're ready for another one of those fun gacha items...
Yep.
That's a cool spot for an item, huh?
And, yep.
So, and we got some speed echoes hanging out on the bottom of the screen.
Oh, no!
No!
That was bad.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, it's fine. It's fine.
If you do it right, you can freeze the little fire crawly guys whose name always escapes me and use them as platforms that don't crumble. All of the platforms in that room crumble when you jump on them, which means that getting back up without actually jumping or wall jumping or other tricky like tech is a real time. But if you freeze those guys on the way back out, it can make that a little less of a hassle. But if you fall, you just have to go back around.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. But it does like save you having to go back up through this whole entire area.
Yeah. It definitely saves time too, but it's not mission critical. It will not end your run if you fall down.
Yeah. So I normally, I don't remember if you do this one later, but I normally go for the Kraid missile tank now, just so I don't forget it.
I like to do it now so I don't forget, but it's... Yeah, as long as you don't forget it, it's fine.
Yeah, so we come back through here. Oh, I don't need that anymore. Just jump up, like intended.
Like Nintendo intended.
Get that super...
So there's power bomb blocks that are on the other side of this room, and one of the advantages to doing the red tower early power bombs is you can just get this right away when you're fighting Kraid with a quick power bomb there. But it doesn't waste too much time to just quick pop back over, grab it, and leave again if you get the Croco power bombs.
Yeah, I think for me it's just more of paying attention to make sure that I have enough power bombs to get through the next sections. I think it's too far left.
The good news is you will have enough. You will be getting additional power bomb tanks in the relatively near future, and then it won't be too much of a problem.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back up the red tower. It's our next.
Quick power bomb into Meridia.
Oh yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
We don't want to go fast.
I mean, everyone loves water physics, right?
Yes, water physics are up there with ice physics and conveyor belts.
All very good things.
Oh, that was close. That was bad.
Speaking of water physics.
All right, so we're gonna go back up. Oh, come
Oh,
on.
no! All right, a little non-ideal. That Ripper's gonna be slightly out of position, but kind of worked out in the end.
Yep. We're not gonna get the X-ray scope yet because I don't want to if I don't have to accidentally do that more times, I am happy. It is once you know all the all the routes in the game or where all the items are, it's pretty useless and just gets in the way.
Yeah. You mean to say you don't want to accidentally enable the X-ray scope?
Oh yeah, exactly.
When you were meaning to, I don't know, switch to some other thing or
do anything. Oh, what the heck? That was interesting timing.
You're not getting the power bombs?
I normally don't.
Oh, you save all of this for later.
Yeah, I do.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Oh, I guess that's maybe where our route differs, slightly. But yeah, I get it on the way back down.
Okay.
Maybe it would be smarter to not do that.
I don't know. I usually get the lower one right away, and then the upper one with the giant side hoppers after, just because then I don't have to worry about the giant side hoppers eating a bunch of my health, but not that big a deal either way.
And I just get these ones back normally from these guys. Sometimes they're not nice and they don't give any back.
Yeah, I think the crabs have like a 60% chance of dropping a power bomb. So it's a decent chance, but it's by no means guaranteed. Uh-oh.
All right, so I'm going to try to do this. There we go.
Nice.
But I am not going to do this all the way across.
You're not gonna fly across the lake.
Yeah, it's because that takes up about somewhere between 150 to 200 health, and that is.
Oh, come on, you'll be fine.
I haven't saved.
Yeah, that's fair.
Got some in your trash can, don't you?
I guess I do. All right, there's that one.
So, fun fact: it is possible with the correct jump to just jump across these gaps. But I can understand going for the grapple beam strat as Nintendo intended, because the timing on that jump is really particular. You need to not get up, and you need to make sure you don't get so much jump height that you sort of just face plant into those angled corners, because that'll gut all of your momentum, and you'll just unceremoniously fall into the water, and everyone will be annoyed because you'll have to slog back over to try it again. Fun fact about these spikes, because they're not moving, they are just kind of inert.
Ouch. Oh, wait, no.
I don't know why the spikes need power, because I think they'd still be pointy and would still at least hurt somewhat, but yeah, if they're not wiggling back and forth,
oh, man.
If they're not wiggling back and forth, they're not going to hurt you, I guess.
So when I come up to Fantoon, I want to use my supers, right?
I mean, that's a play. You could do that if you're into that lifestyle.
So you really want to make sure that you're using your regular missiles against this guy. He gets very not happy when you use the supers. They hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And he gets angry.
He gets very enraged if you hit him with a super missile, and he will take that rage out on you for a decent chunk of time. So for casual play, it's scary because he's going to do a lot of damage to you, For speedrun play, it's bad because he's going to take, you know, a year and a half just sort of swirling fireballs at you. So in a speedrun setting, you will want to get him to have exactly a super's worth of health and then super him. Or if you want to play it safe, just don't even use supers at all.
Oh, man. Did one too many. So if you hit him twice, he actually does go into the other animation where he'll dip down. But if you hit him 3 times, he will then... Oh, you are just dropping right on top of me all the time, aren't you, today?
He's rude like that.
Yeah.
So the usual ideal way to do it is 2 missiles, wait a split second, 2 missiles, wait a split second, and then you have an opportunity to fire 1 or more in that final phase. Because if you do 2, he'll go into this animation where he kind of sweeps back and forth. And if you do 2 again, he'll stay doing that sweep back and forth pattern. But then either a third normal missile on either of those sets of 2, or 5+ in general, he'll fade away and resume his figure 8 pattern. But if you are super tricksy, you can end up actually doing what's called a Doppler effect on him, where if you fire missiles fast enough, it will cancel out him trying to fade away. And that's usually accomplished by walking towards him and then firing as fast as possible. That ends up getting the sweet spot where they're hitting him fast enough to cancel out his fade. And if you do that, you can end up getting 6, 7, 8 missiles in a single pattern. And if you do that right, you can pretty... with even a decent Doppler or 2, you can end up 3-cycling him. If you're TAS, you can 1-cycle him by like stutter stepping, because the idea is you're getting forward momentum, and Super Metroid has some idea of the concept of conservation of momentum, so your missiles will actually travel faster if you're moving, or beam shots for that matter, will travel faster if you're moving when you shoot them, which is kind of nice.
I'm gonna get a little bit of health from these guys here. This is probably one of the more dangerous spots. The Phantoon fight and this next thing is probably one of the most dangerous parts of the game, or at least
this route. Yeah, there's definitely this particular little chunk of time here is probably the highest chance of accidentally losing a run.
Yeah, so I will save here because it's the most likely part that's gonna trash everything.
But Wrecked Ship is also nice, and that has a whole bunch of supers for you.
Yeah, at this point in time, I have a good amount of supers for the rest of the game. I probably could have done a power bomb there, but since I only have 4, probably better that I don't. There we go. Where are you? There's another one. Oh, jerk.
And we have these doofy little walker robots that just sort of make goofy noises, occasionally shoot Cheerios at you, and more often than not, just get in your way.
Come on.
Like that one's trying to do right now.
There, I need the second one here to get my other supers. That brings us up to 20 then.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I didn't want to do that.
There worked out fine.
So yeah, this is... Try to get as... okay, we'll just do this.
I mean, if you were going to do a power bomb, you'd probably want to do it right up against the door anyway.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't take out any of those little... The duct work, I guess.
Yeah, so we're going to do a quick save here. I feel somewhat confident that I can do this without needing this, but...
This is a very good safety save spot. The upcoming Spiky Death Room is very aptly named. And very bad things can happen if that room goes poorly. So it's a safety save I wholeheartedly encourage.
So, pattern, jump. Out. Oh, God.
All right.
I made it.
Clean. Those spiky platforms can do a very large amount of damage to you.
There we go.
especially because you don't have the gravity suit to further have the damage you're taking. I want to say is it a full E-tank or is it 2 E-tanks?
It's a full E-tank. It's 100. So it will wreck your day. Come on. Forgot that.
Careful not to accidentally KO through those.
Yeah.
The good news is you get an E-tank as your prize, so the return trip is not as scary.
Yeah.
And then at this point, you're going to start having enough E-tanks where...
Oh, okay. I undid that. That would have been bad. Oh, no.
Oh, dip in the drink.
Yep.
Watch out for those fish.
You want to be facing the direction, not like that, because when you turn, water physics take over and it makes you go all over the place. If you jump straight up with whatever direction you're facing, it's nowhere near as bad. From practice, I obviously figured that out.
Water physics are a magical, terrible thing, and fortunately, pretty soon we will be free of them for the entire rest of the run, and it will be a glorious day.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's okay.
And here we see a mild example of Spiky Death Room starting to go badly, but it's not. That's a
there we go.
rather tame version of that. If you end up accidentally like trying to adjust your angle and KO through one of the spike platforms, you're gonna take a hit clipping through it, KOing through it. And then you will probably take another hit shortly after because you are water physicsing and it is now colliding with you again. So now you've got 2 E-tanks down. It can go from 0 to bad times in a remarkable hurry. So at this point, most of the rest of the run should be pretty...
yeah, it's pretty...
comparatively safe. That is probably the scariest moment in this particular route.
And the fact that I actually saved myself from getting too much damage on when I fell off that one, or hit that one spike I'm pretty surprised by that.
And yeah, at this point, your 5 E-tanks is already reasonably safe for a good chunk of things, and we're going to be getting a whole lot more E-tanks besides.
Yes. This one, I pretty much no matter what, I always try to let this next guy come forward so I can try to get through him.
He trolled you.
Yeah, but I still feel like it's faster than me shooting through him.
Probably.
But you can kind of just damage boost through that a bit.
The little spark.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very nice. And now we're just going to try to jump through everything else as much as possible. Not really care terribly much about the bad guys.
There's enough E-tanks that will be obtained in the relatively near future that Boris has a fair amount of leeway in terms of... I was about to ask what you were doing. Like, you're not playing a rando, you know.
Okay, hold on. That was dumb. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, do that.
There's a door that I think it looked like for a split second Boris was going to try and do, and that can let you check what item is in a particular location, but this is the normal game, so we know what item is in that location. Spoilers, it's a trash can.
No, yeah, I just went down there because I just prefer to not be jumping from the different platforms.
Oh, that's fair.
So now we're going to go down here. This is another spot where you could potentially farm a bit if you need it, but we're in a really good state, so we don't need it.
I was going to say, you really shouldn't need it at this point. Unless the return trip from Spiky Death Room went extremely south, you will probably not need to do much farming for the remainder of the game, I would even say.
And this one, our favorite sporting event is coming up here. But first, a little trip in the spikes. Just gonna have to time this a little bit. It's still generally faster than using the grapple beam and bowling.
All right. Chozo has ball in hand, lining up, sizing up the pins.
Is this one of those golf silence moments?
All right. Chozo begins his approach.
I think that's way more steps than regulations allow.
I think he's over the foul line, but I don't really know what.
Let's
Wait,
happens.
hold on. Oh, there's no way that's legal.
Oh, okay, he's just going to go retrieve all the other stuck balls. Don't worry about it.
Yep. All right, so we'll try to bomb this. Oh wow! Came out of the more. Well, let's still open the door.
It worked out okay.
You can. Oh, I should have done this, but clear out some of this garbage.
Get these wonderful walker bots out of the way.
These ones we kind of need there. They'll allow us to
get that missile. Yeah,
yes.
We're done here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we can leave. All right, now let's. Maybe not.
Oh no, there's more though. Can't believe it.
All right. Don't mess that. Don't. You can.
You can fall down there, and then you have to go and do another shine.
Yep, and then waste more health. All right, back down, and boom. All right.
All right, good to go.
Since that door's already open, we can just hop on through, and now we don't have to care about water physics anymore.
Oh, it's a miracle.
And also, we get a little bit more protection against damage. So now we're taking
25%.
Yeah.
Which basically means that nothing in the game is going to do more than like, well, okay, no non-boss entity is going to be doing more than like 50 now, I think, across the board. So it's a very significant defense increase.
And just being able to run through water is super nice.
Yeah, I do appreciate the cheeky little drop you directly into the water that exit door does.
Yep.
And basically a very compelling demonstration that water physics is in fact no longer a problem.
Yep. Okay, so now I'm actually going to go and pick up those power bombs. Might have been helpful there, but as you see, I still have 4 left, so
yeah, still doing fine.
Just doing okay. It's not a particular power bomb heavy part, but that's understandable.
But at this point, we have more or less the majority of the items that are going to let
Come with me. There we go.
let Boris go places. So at this point, we can do what's commonly called the cleanup and just sort of sweep through and get the vast majority of the items that aren't in Meridia or Lower Norfair.
Yeah, so we're going to go up and around, get a bunch... Oh, that's a spike. And next thing we're going to need is this. Down. And these guys drop power bombs as well. Good to know for things like randomizers.
Yeah.
Because you are not guaranteed to have the bombs. Here, I can't do the damage boost here, so we'll just do that.
That works out fine.
So we're done in this room.
Oh yeah, totally, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Oh look, another gotcha. Here we go.
But wait, there's more. This is at least one that is obvious on the map that you forgot. But yeah, knowing that one can also be tricky, remembering that there's the, I guess, object lesson in, hey, power bombs can let you find cheeky things. Because this room would have what is intended to be your first power bombs. And if you wall jump up the red shaft from earlier, you would get those power bombs first, and that would be your quote-unquote early power bombs, because you're getting them before having
that was not
ice beam, effectively.
That's gonna mess up the timing, but okay. There we go. Now we drop back down.
Oh.
And now we're gonna go back this way. So from the very beginning, so how we said we were gonna skip that after we get the first missile, we skipped going to the right. We're gonna go pick those up now.
Along with a whole lot of other stuff.
Yes, and then we have more tricky rooms available.
It's going to be a very high density of the fanfare to time ratio here. So everyone sing along at home.
Oh, I don't know why I did that. Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. You're about to have more power bombs than you will ever realistically need. So
Yeah, especially in the 100% run, because you have the you pretty much have everything you need from the morph ball bombs. But
yeah, even at this point, this would be a comfortable amount of equipment for a lot of any percent runners, and in fact, way more than enough missiles. Like,
oh yeah,
probably 100 more missiles than you'd need. And
then here's some more health.
That ceiling E-tank, also very tricky. I'm pretty sure it's a cheeky reference to that E-tank in the ceiling E-tank in the original Metroid 1.
It is the very same, yeah.
Alright. Oh, that's not gonna get
I mean, Blue Brinstar is basically just a cheeky love letter to, hey, we can call back to Metroid 1. Yeah!
Alright, so...
Alright, cool missile.
Yep.
But wait, there's more!
The Billy Mays room.
Rip Billy Mays.
Rip Billy Mays. F.
F's out for Billy Mays.
Alright. Sometimes in the rando, I'll do this one kind of early. Wait for that.
Yeah. If you jump through the door, you can make it onto that invisible platform. If you fall, getting out of the water is painful, but possible, even without high jump.
It's generally easier to make that jump through the door if you don't have high jump equipped.
But it is possible with.
Yes.
It's just the timing on jumping through the door is a little bit tighter.
Yeah. So now we're going to go back up through old Mother Brain area. Up, 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 up.
Up, up, and away.
Yep. So get rid of these guys right off the bat again. There they are. Boom, boom. Into the pit again.
0 for 2 on pitless.
Yep. Actually 0 for 3. This is the third time through this room.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
And then there's the one missile down here.
Oh, that's a really weird spot for them to stash a missile.
Yeah.
Underneath the
just in case
ruins of the space pirate Mother Brain.
Yeah, just in case they needed it, I guess.
I guess.
All right, so now we're gonna go through here. Oh, nope, not yet. That should be good. And at this point, we're going to have to freeze these guys. All right, there.
It is possible to get through that without freezing them and still make that shine spark, but it's really painful.
Yeah.
Basically you end up having to like somersault and do a damage boost, or power bomb 3 times, just destroy the weird blobby guys. Sometimes randomizer will make you do that though, so depending on Boris's luck, he might end up having to do that room without the ice beam later on today, depending on what the seed has in store. So that could be tricky.
This one's a gotcha for me. I have forgotten this one. Coming up here.
This is commonly called 100 because this is often the item that people leave for last, depending on your route. And I've forgotten it on a few runs as well over the years, and it's always one that you just sort of kick yourself and face palm and whatever other methods of showing dismay you have on offer.
We're being advised by Kenny that that whole room without the ice beam is not an SM rat logic. You need the ice beam and the speed booster for that to come into play.
Interesting. Thank you, Kenny. As far as I'm aware, it is in combo logic, though.
That's not surprising.
That's rough.
Because I'm pretty sure I don't think I've had Ice Beam show up there, but I'm pretty sure I've seen some things be there that would have been locked behind, like Ice Beam being behind the item that was there. There we go. That was hard to talk through.
And so now we're going to drop all the way down to the bottom of this. I actually normally do this one kind of earlier in rando if I have the power bomb.
Yeah.
Just because it's
a lot of relatively easy checks, yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Nice.
All right. So power bomb this, drop down. And this is a tricky room too. It always makes me not this one, but
I was gonna say, not you had to aim up and shoot the frogs or grasshoppers or whatever we're calling them.
There is a pit right before the E-tank. And it's very easy to miss. The whole room looks the same, so it's very easy to miss any sort of cue.
And if you fall, it's a big time waster.
Yep.
Because not only are you not getting those 2 items right now, but there's crumble blocks, so you have to go all the way back around to give it another go. And if you fall again, well, time for lap 3, my friend, because there's no recourse for you but to go all the way back around. I guess unless you happen to be somersaulting and you catch what's going on fast enough to wall jump off the walls before the crumbles, which would be one heck of a save. Oh. But I don't think you can generally count on that one unless your reflexes are superb.
There we go. And that's one where the morph ball jump is necessary. Or yeah, mid-air
unless
morph.
you're gonna infinite bomb jump all the way up there, which
I would not recommend unless you have to.
The heat death of the universe might happen first.
Yeah, I don't. Ugh. That's a good spot to check. So when yep. There we go. Okay, trying to make sure that I have everything that I think that I need.
Don't fall.
Yep.
Ooh. Cheeky.
Yep, and there are spots right there that you will just fall through.
So, Bond, does Kenny have any other good nuggets of wisdom for us? That might, especially those that might become relevant later, SM or at logic.
Aside from probably mentioning that tournament flags don't care about said restriction, nothing further.
Yeah, tournament flags are basically assuming that you are a speedrunning, well, maybe not an expert, but like a proficient speedrunner and have a whole lot of tricks under your sleeve. Some of which are more gotchas than others, to be sure.
Okay. Then, didn't get it there. There we go. So yeah, now we have tons of everything. Go. Oh.
Don't forget.
Yep, gotta go back up. The Hopper family here.
Yeah, you gotta say hello to the Side Hopper family. Hi, Side Hoppers. Bye, Side Hoppers. It's tricky, but it is possible to basically shoot that and midair morph in the same motion and not have to wall jump up twice. It's tricky. The timing on that is pretty tight, and you have to get the right wall jumps that you have enough momentum to shoot and still be traveling upwards to get your morph. But it is possible. It's also possible to open that with a very, very well-placed super missile from the door to do it without wave beam, which is sometimes a good way to cheat the logic in a randomizer. But I have no idea what the particular placement of that super missile from the door is. Kenny knows it, but I don't know. He needs to teach me his ways on that one.
Gotta get that guy because he just drops in from the ceiling and ruins your time. More E-tank.
While we're talking on fun ways to cheat a randomizer, it is possible to get that location without the gravity suit via a horizontal shine spark that's charged on that ledge up above. The ledge that you saw still there after we cruised through speed boostering. I don't know which logics it's in offhand, but I do know that combo can require it. because of course it can.
I would presume that SMRAT does not require any short charging, because that seems like one of those advanced techs that's not...
I think it is just barely possible without a short charge. I think it is just long enough to not require the short charge. It's a very tight window to get it without a short charge, but I believe it is possible without.
Apparently even Mockball isn't in SMRAT either.
I don't think it's required, but it definitely makes part of it.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's very... Okay, here we need to get this. Not forget the X-ray scope, everybody's favorite.
The most important item.
I mean, in randomizers, it can actually be kind of nice because it lets you do some very goofy and hilarious ways to just completely annihilate some bosses and mid-bosses if you happen to find the plasma beam early enough.
As well as checking things without needing the item to get them. Like that power bomb spot over in Kraid.
True.
Okay, fine. Oh, need to actually get it.
X-ray is activated by selecting it and hitting run, which is a large source of confusion for people who don't pay attention to the on-screen prompt. And it's also a large source of frustration to speedrunners who are absent-mindedly flipping through all of their items while holding run, as they always are, most likely. And correspondingly, like, they flip through it and whoop, and you...
It's super fun time.
Spikes.
Ouch. Thank you. I don't need it.
Yeah, you...
I've got plenty.
27 is probably enough for the rest of the game at this point.
Yep. Oh, but I need enough to get into Meridia.
Oh no, that whole power bomb you're gonna have to drop. So at this point, we're well onto our second row of E-tanks. So the amount of danger that Boris is experiencing basically from here clear through to the end of the game is low and dwindling.
Yeah. And at the end of the game, we're actually going to want to get rid of pretty much all of that at one point in time.
Yeah, there's going to be a point in time where Boris is going to need to intentionally take damage to speed along some cutscenes.
Yeah. So there is a glitch you can do that I will not be doing in this run. So, because oh wait, I need to get that guy. He could hit me when I'm doing this main street here.
All right.
Would that be the stand-up glitch you're talking about?
Yeah.
Let's see your main street missile magic.
Oh, no.
Oh, not quite.
Not quite. So this one is one of the ones in this route that actually does require that short charge.
Fortunately, it's only a basic short charge.
Yeah,
and
hold on, let's try this.
The simple form of short charge is basically take a step while walking before you start holding down run. And it exploits the nature of how Speed Booster gets charged up. Because Speed Booster is basically only looking for a particular frame of animation on Samus's run cycle. And it's basically checking for run being held during that particular frame of animation.
Okay, why are you not clearing that? There we go.
So the basic form of it basically gets you through most of the rest of the animation before you start holding down run. And because you're walking during part of that, you're covering less distance, and you can charge up a Shine Spark in less distance, which is really nice. More advanced forms of short charge are called X-tap short charges because you're tapping X times, and so you let go of run and then tap run and let go of run and tap run. So you can have, say, a 3-tap where you tap, 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 and then hold on the third one.
It's a strategy used a lot with Dragon here for a lot of speedrunners. You can get him in one hit rather than having to wait for getting him with the grapple beam.
Well, and I think it's, for Dragon, I think it's 2 or 3 Shine Sparks. I guess it's probably technically possible with 1, but it also requires, like, other damage on top of that.
Oh, come on.
But I'm not even entirely certain that it's possible in 1 Shine Spark. Don't quote me on that. It might still be 2 required.
Oh.
Crab's trolling you here.
Alright, thing is I have to go here. There we go.
The main reason that Crab is there is to go into that tunnel to show you that this tunnel exists, so that you can know how to get these super missiles.
I believe that puts us at, is it 30 or 35?
I think this is 35, but I'm not... Wait, hang on, let me do some math. Might be 30? I don't... You're making me think. Stop making me think.
Sorry. So I was...
Alright, come on. Let's get some...
Come on, let's go.
You have plenty of distance to just do a normal run.
Yeah. And this one you can just do a diagonal shine spark up.
It's a beautiful, perfectly placed diagonal shine spark that just takes you all the way up.
Jerk.
For extra swag, you can also do a wall jump off of that left little rock outcropping before you do the diagonal, which puts you in basically the exact same spot, but it looks way cooler. But I don't think it really appreciably saves any time, so whatever. But that is one of several methods to get through Mount Everest, but it's probably the least hassle and still very, very fast. Probably one of the fastest ways to get through it. There's also the gravity jump, which in randomizers you might need to do if you don't have speed booster or grapple. Most of the time it's not in logic though, but it can be helpful. It's a way to get a frankly absurd amount of distance by exploiting water physics. Because you jump at full speed with gravity suit on, and then you turn gravity suit off while you're still in the gaining momentum part of your jump. So it assigns all of the velocity that you got from jumping with no water physics to having water physics, and so you just kind of all the way up. It's pretty cool. But I believe it's not in logic unless you're doing more advanced randomizer settings.
Yeah, that's definitely not within the logic for SMRAT.
But it's a nice trick to have in your back pocket just in case, because it can let you get a whole bunch of stuff without having speed booster or grapple.
I always forget to have that ready there. Oh.
All right, welcome to the
Oops, that was a little early.
This is Aqueduct, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right, so we got the one missile here, and then I can just run up to this next missile, no problem.
No problem.
Yoink. That's my way out.
Because it is a double crumble, it will catch you out if you're trying to run. Don't try and run across that. You will have a bad time and have to go all the way around it again.
Alright.
Oh no, it's Metroids! Oh wait, they're just mock droids. Don't worry about it. If you read the manual, you would know that these are ersatz versions of Metroid that the Space Pirates were making.
Bot wound. Oh, that's how you decided to come out that time.
Bot Woon is a mid-boss, I guess, technically.
Oh. Come on. There we go.
10 supers and he crumbles. Not a particularly terrifying mid-boss.
No, sometimes he likes to troll me and just always get in the way. This one... Okay. That one always gives me some trouble. It's also a bit scary because you can drop down into the pit and then...
Have to go all the way around if you go all the way down. If you jump fast enough, you can get out of the quicksand before problems happen, but...
I don't think I'm going to get this, but might as well try. Oh, where'd it go?
So what Boris was trying for is a very difficult trick known as a halfie, where you charge your shine spark and then you very quickly wall jump up that wall and a horizontal shine spark through half of this room. Oh. Hence, halfie. really, really good speedrunners can do one up on that and wall jump even faster up that previous room's wall, get into this room, jump up and do a mid-air horizontal shine spark to go all the way across the room, which is known as a full halfie. For a long time, that trick was thought to be TAS only, but it was finally, like, a few years ago, it was proven to be doable in real time, and now it's kind of a hallmark of all of the good runners. But the wall jumping speed required to actually have enough shine spark time to do it is ridiculously fast.
Lots of practice.
It takes a ton of practice to be able to pull off. And even the normal halfie takes a lot of practice to be able to pull off. It is a... Hey, look at that.
Oh, I wasted that.
Oh, well. I mean, you're still waiting on everyone
more
to...
Of it's a timing thing. Like, there are visual cues in this room where it's easier to do that. Wait.
So Dragon is, in fact, vulnerable to shine sparks.
Oh, that's very nice of him to be so... I prefer it when he goes this way. And that was early.
So Boris is going for a particular variant of the Dragon kill known as the grapple kill. Because it uses the grapple, and you just sort of fry Dragon with her own wall turret electricity. You take some damage doing this because you're using yourself as sort of the conduit to send all of this electricity through.
You know, that's always the way I did it as a wee babby when playing this game, was doing the grapple kill. I never used like normal missiles or supers or anything like that.
Yeah, if you know that that's a thing you can do, it's absolutely bar none the easiest way to kill Dragon. It is completely simple. And I'm pretty sure that's how Wee Babby EI also killed Dragon as well.
Though in Rando, you may not have that option.
In Rando, you may not have that option. In Rando, you may have a different and kind of better option, though, known as the microwave, which requires plasma, charge, and X-ray scope, and basically functions like the old pause glitch back in the like NES Mega Man days, where Dragon's iframes are counting down while the X-ray scope is active. So you just shoot a charged plasma and then toggle X-ray off and on at the right timing, and then the plasma just keeps on re-damaging Dragon, then Dragon's dead.
I wasn't aware of that one.
Yeah, it's super nice. The amount of opportunities you'll have to use it are usually pretty low, because the chances of you having charge, plasma, and X-ray all at the same time as you're gearing up to fight Dragon is not that good. But it is, the option exists if you can get lucky enough to actually have all of the gear you need.
Yeah, so we're going to be through this area a couple times.
These are the sand pits. In particular, right now, the east sand pit.
We need to get this one. And then there's... Is the missile over there? Or power bombs? I can't remember. And the other one?
I think it's power bombs.
I normally don't think about it. Oh, I can't go that way.
Yes, you can.
Well, I guess I could. Am I gonna?
A mid-air morph would see you through, but you can also just go that way as well. Both ways are fine. I believe that's a shot block.
Oh, it is a shot block.
I believe.
That is. It is. Just to the right of this guy.
Yeah.
And another sand pit. Always gets me every time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's timed such that that guy will always get you coming out of the sand pit, or at least it seems like it, because I don't know if I've ever not taken the hit there. And now it's time to say hello to a different very special friend. This is known as the pants room. See if you can spot why.
Let's do this right.
And to the right of the pants room is this guy. I'm just gonna take a little nap quick, don't mind me.
All right. Compelling gameplay.
Hey, look, all right, Shack Tool is out here based on union orders, is doing his job.
Whenever you can spare the time, Shack Tool.
Ouch. And you have to be careful because you can actually kill him.
Yeah, if you shoot the diggy bits enough, you will kill Shack Tool, and you'll play yourself as a fool because you will have to reset the room, and Shack Tool will have to start all over.
Oops. There we go.
But instead, you find the luxury item.
It's actually pretty nice, and I actually like it a lot when I get it in the when I get it in rando. It's very nice. Saves me a lot of time.
I like it a lot when I get it in arcade as well, if nothing else because it indicates that I spent at least some chunk of time with that run having the gravity suit, which basically never happens.
Okay, go to.
Because why would you ever get the gravity suit? That's just ridiculous. Anyway. Pants room taken care of, and Shack Tool taken care of. We can now
Got this.
basically finish sweeping through Meridia, get the last few items in here, and then we'll basically be just handling the last little bit of Lower Norfair,
And then Gauntlet.
a little bit of cleanup in Crateria in the form of the Gauntlet, and then it's cruising on through to the end game already. Boris making very good time.
Alright, we're going this way, and that.
So this door over here is locked until you kill Dragon, which is a shame because it's holding, bar none, the best offensive item in the game.
Oh, that works.
Watch out for those pancakes.
Yeah, they hurt. Well, they don't really hurt. They just get in the way.
Well, they don't hurt you because you have the gravity suit.
Yeah, exactly.
But their damage is tuned under the assumption that you have the gravity suit, so if you don't have the gravity suit, they can hurt quite a bit. In fact, if you have no suit, they do 80 damage, which is a decent little chunk of damage. But now, Boris is armed with the plasma beam, which is, well, very, very good. It pierces the vast majority of enemies. It does an outrageous amount of damage. In fact, it is, as far as I can tell, a charged ice wave plasma is the highest source of single shot damage in the game besides the hyper beam, and well, the hyper beam is not something you have widespread use of. It just utterly wrecks everything. It is, I think, 900 damage for each of those charge ice wave plasmas. And every single thing in the game can only take at most 20 of those before they fall to the sheer raw power of the charge ice wave plasma. And most things get one shot by it. Well, one froze by it, I suppose.
Yeah, now we're gonna do the other sand pit.
The West Sand Pit, which features a trash can.
Oh, didn't keep going. Oh well.
And with the once the West Sand Pit is done, that is all of the items in Meridia taken care of. We will officially be done here.
Yep, and then
minus possibly a brief return through on the way out of Norfair, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the. I know I do hit that on the way out because that's the quickest way back. Just to double check, make sure that you have all of the items. I think so far we're doing all right.
I think all of them have been accounted for so far on the route.
Yeah, the last tricky one for me is another super. Well, there's there's a super missile in Lower Norfair that I have forgotten before too.
And I think that is the last super missile in the game.
Yes. All right.
So I think you've got to be at 45 right now then, because I don't think there are any other supers that I can.
Yeah, I might want.
I think all of the rest of them are accounted for by now, but I'm sure I'll be proven wrong and proven not paying sufficient attention. But
it's my run, so it's not really your fault. But I am probably going to be wanting to make sure that I have some supers to go against Ridley, though, is the thing it's not necessary.
If you want to do the super version of fighting Ridley, certainly.
It tends to be faster, I think. I mean, is it 30 or 40?
It's 30 supers or 20 charge ice wave plasmas.
Yeah. So now we're done with Meridia. We're going to Lower Norfair.
And I think the supers against Ridley have slightly higher DPS, but you have to be pretty consistent with shooting them.
Yeah.
In either case, it's not going to be a terribly long fight.
And that is when the bid is done. And we're going all the way down.
On that note, Mr. Bond, has Save the Animals made any inroads?
Not by a long shot. The bid is still standing at $21.52 for Save the Frames and $10.59 for Save the Animals.
So if anyone wants to save the animals, they're going to have to drop some very serious coin very quickly.
It would be one heck of a swipe. One heck of a snipe. That would also put us up to our $5,000 secret incentive, which is no longer secret because it was unlocked once we hit $4,000.
So if you want to mildly inconvenience Boris and throw a significant wrench into Bond's upcoming Link to the Past rando shenaniganry,
yeah, $859.
Your time is now.
$849 for that.
Your time is now. $849 to unlock some very fun V31 rando options being enabled for Mr. Bond, and
trying to do math.
a little less than $1,100 to force Boris to go slightly out of his way to make Metroid Fusion canon.
$997.01 to swing the balance in favor of Save the Animals.
Glad somebody can do the math.
$11.90.
Not 11. Oh, 10.97. Excuse me.
Yeah, 10.
10.97.
There we go. Both of us are having trouble with math, evidently.
It has been a long marathon, so I will not blame either of us. But for now, you are watching Boris's 100% run of Super Metroid. Overall, you are watching Super Stigma Slam 2019, a 3-day charity streaming marathon benefiting Take This. Established in 2013, Take This is a non-profit organization dedicated to providing information about mental health issues, education about mental disorders and mental illness prevention, and reducing the stigma of mental illness.
A very good cause.
All right, so this one, I'm just going to check in this room because...
Do not fall here.
Nope. It's not fun. It'll waste at least, what,
3 minutes? 4 minutes? You have to go basically around a whole bunch of rooms to come back here, because that is from the left, this upper left door is the only way you are getting that missile. In the meantime, say hello to the other GT.
Assuming I don't mess this up, I think that should be fine.
This is a very complicated and difficult mini-boss fight.
When done improperly.
Shh, you weren't supposed to ruin the mystique.
Oh, sorry. I didn't read the room very well. Oh, come on.
Yeah, it turns out there's a little bit of a hitbox problem, and you can just kind of park it right there.
And that should be the last super missile of the game. Oh, let's get some of these then. Yeah. There we go.
All right, well, if you want to super Ridley, you now have enough.
Yes.
And you even have a few spares for missing.
And I will need them, because I will miss. And now, oh, did I really up there? I guess I did. Womp, womp. Wow. There we go.
Don't let that space jump give you any guff. So with the screw attack, that is the last of the major items as well. And the screw attack is very good. It tears through the vast majority of enemies and gives you immunity to the vast majority of the remaining enemies that it doesn't just outright kill. And it also counts as constantly doing bombs on contact, which let you go through bomb blocks, which means that this room, the worst room in the game, is not nearly as bad as it would be without being able to just sort of cruise through it like that. If you don't have the screw attack, getting through that particular little chunk of bomb blocks in the middle of the room is a lot more harrowing.
My son's been watching me play this game quite a bit, and so every time, oh, the Mickey Mouse room!
And the Mickey Mouse missile.
Yep. He also always likes to tell me where I need to go. He's not always wrong.
He's helping.
He's very helpful. Okay, there.
Are you raising a backseater?
Yes, I am.
Oh, no.
Backseat gaming, uh-oh.
He's been suffering through it with me. Okay, this part, this is, the room is going to fill completely with lava.
This is the amphitheater. If you jump through that door, you can do some very tricky space jump tech to basically hug that top bit of ceiling, that little outcrop there, and save a minor bit of time from having to space jump all the way from the bottom of the room, but it's not really a huge deal if you miss it.
Oops, didn't need to do that. No, we gotta get through the rest of this room first.
Hello, Key Hunters. How are you doing today?
And there are 3 in this room, and there's that.
3 in a different room.
Yep. That. Oh, what happened there? Okay, cool. Good.
Spikes. Spikes happen.
Spikes. And we can just...
Hi, Dusgigas. Bye, Dusgigas. So, I don't remember the exact word for these power bombs. Probably of embarrassment. These are the ones that if you are on an any % run and you realize you're too low, you go and grab them, and then you feel bad for yourself for not planning your ammo out better. Kenny will probably give me the correct, like, embarrassment-esque word, I'm sure, but...
All right, these guys jump over this one, come back, jump over here, charge, jump. Oh, that's not good. Dang it.
Oh, well, okay. Could be worse.
Jump over. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Want 1? 2.
So...
Power bombs of shame.
Ah, shame. Shame, embarrassment, same difference. Same general emotion happening here.
Okay. Let's see. Jump through this one.
And the same general reason why you would be upset at having to grab them applies, I'm sure. All right. I'm assuming we are saving frames.
At this point, unless someone gets it in the next short
minute.
bit.
At this point, yes, absolutely.
Oh, I missed 1.
I'm assuming you were keeping count because I was not paying attention.
Well, luckily, I have a counter, technically. I think I missed 2.
I mean, there's a particular color change you can watch for that.
Yeah, he turns a bit.
He turns a bit this color, and that means that you are at. You have fired your 16th into him, the missile that caused that color change.
Because he'll just keep going.
Ridley, it turns out, is
I don't think I got him enough.
a pretty stubborn jerk, and he will keep on fighting and fighting and fighting, even when he's at 0 health.
I need to make sure they have a couple of supers getting out of here because I need them to get the one of the last E-tanks, and I think there's a super door somewhere. At least one that I need to get through.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so on the route back, there's that gate through Meridia.
I suppose, yeah.
Otherwise, I won't be able to use that route.
So that was the end of the bid there, right?
Yeah, that was the end of the bid.
We are certainly saving the frames.
Okay, certainly saving the frames.
Thank you very much, everybody, for your generosity.
And here we can just kind of run through the bottom down here. Just go on by these guys.
What remaining bids do we have, or incentives do we have left, Mr. Bond?
There are no more bids remaining. That was the final one for the marathon. And the remaining incentives are the two, well, the one secret now revealed one for adding random crystal amounts to both enter and defeat Ganon for my LTTP rando run later today.
New version 31 features.
New version 31 features, correct. Plus a hidden incentive that gets unlocked once we meet that one, which will be met by $6,000.
So still plenty to donate for, and plus you're donating for a good cause besides.
Absolutely.
So keep those donations flowing in, if you would, please.
That should be close enough. Yeah.
We've received a $200 anonymous donation, no comment, but thank you very much.
Wow, thank you.
I don't need to get this because they're on my way. Thanks. I don't know why I went after them.
Santa's just taking out some bloodlust, I guess.
Oh, there was!
Let me just tick up that counter.
It's only the first one of the run, though. It hasn't tripped you up as much as
I got lucky.
it could have.
There's still some time left. But yeah, that is that annoying. I didn't mean to do that. It just got in the way because I thought I'd hit the cancel button and I didn't.
Little bit of reverse Indiana Jones here.
Yep.
You're running at the boulders rather than running away from them.
Oh, okay, caught on the ceiling there. All right, back this way. Shoot this guy. This one. And then we have one more power bomb, and I think there's the last one that's in by the ship.
Yeah, so I think right now there are... I think that 205 missile count is actually accurate for your maximum as well. Because you have the 2 in Gauntlet, you have one more during the escape, you have the one that's by the Norfair trash can that you have yet to get.
Yep.
And then you have the one that is northeast of Gauntlet.
Yeah. So I think
The northeast Crateria landing site one, whose name escapes me. Oh wait, no, that's a power bomb. Never mind. Wait, what?
yeah, there's one. There's one more power bomb.
One more power bomb. Maybe you have 210 max then. I have to think about this. I don't think you missed anything.
I don't think so. I hope not. I think we're okay.
Landing site power bomb?
Yeah, landing site power bomb, 2 missile tanks out of Gauntlet, the one by the trash can. But that seems like you're missing one then. I'm not sure where.
If I'm missing anything, probably... Oh, why'd I do that? Okay, there we go. I'd be missing a missile, huh? Yeah.
Oh, no, there's 2. There's 2 going to the trash can. That's why.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the one.
There's the one in the room before the one with the trash can. You're good.
Did you double back for the Kraid missile?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, no, we're good. I just can't remember things.
It's just one of those things like you don't think about it too much until you're right there.
Yeah, like I was not accounting for this missile that is being collected literally right now. So we are sorted. Everything is fine. There's
Situation normal.
There's no cause for alarm.
Yeah, all right, so we got the one here.
All right, are you ready for another super good gotcha? The last remaining super good gotcha item. Oops, that's a missile.
That is also a Metroid 1 callback.
Why was I moving so slow in that lava?
Because lava messes with the physics.
Oh yeah, that.
Lava does not let you get up to speed booster speed, even when you have gravity suit. Fun fact.
So now we're gonna skip into here. Quick way out.
All right, so 1 E-tank located in Gauntlet, 2 missile tanks located in Gauntlet, and 1 power bomb located northeast of landing site.
Yep.
Those are the 4. I can't do math still. 4 remaining items in the game. So you're at 96% of the items.
Assuming that I don't mess up that drop on the gauntlet. Yep, we
coming in hot on the closing moments of the game. Which, looking at your timer, you are at 1:39 as of when I said 9, which means you should go sub 2 on this, which is very good.
let's hope so. Like I said, assuming I don't mess up. I messed up the last jump yesterday when I was practicing on that one. It's like, not great, but let's see if I can just get out of here quickly. Direction change, there we go. Oh no! Oh, come on.
Oh no.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes, got it. There we go. Oh, I had it.
Oh, bonk.
Okay, we'll just do it this way then. So the point was to skip all of that and just go straight up. It's supposed to look cool, but it
didn't quite work out, unfortunately.
yeah, it wasn't worth doing it again. All right. I think this was the other one where I was thinking, so I needed the super.
Yeah, you need
for
a super for this exit gate as well.
And now I should.
But fortunately, there's the farm spot directly before it. So if you were out of supers, the weird like bird things would usually they have a pretty strong tendency to drop supers, which is kind of them.
Yes. And now we're gonna end up right up, pretty much back by the ship.
Wow, I'm surprised that let you just run right through.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Convenient.
So just for a first check here, we're just gonna do
sanity check plus, I guess, final safety save.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay,
yep.
We're good.
Looks good.
We'll save just for the heck of it.
It is in fact at 96%. That is our item counter.
And we're gonna do another one of those diagonal shine sparks here once it lets me go.
We have a $50 donation from KB Kyotsu. Good luck to everyone running the marathon. Hope this donation helps. It does.
It does.
Thank you very much.
Everything. Is that?
Just barely.
Yes. Okay.
Like by a tile or two.
Oh.
Honk. All right, there it is. Powerbomb number 10.
Yep. So
and capacity goes up to 50.
So we actually, one of the things we didn't talk about kind of when I was in Lower Norfair was using the spring ball buffer when you're jumping.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
run ruined. There we go. That's done.
Well, pack it in, everybody. There's a cool little wraparound shot that you can do where you cause the game to get a little confused and you shoot down and right, but it wraps around and opens up the door to this room. And if you do that, you horizontal shine spark straight through to that door.
Technically, that's not allowed in this category.
I think it's still allowed. It's a minor glitch. But the prevailing problem with Boris's control setup is doing that particular shot requires aim down equipped to really have any reasonable chance at making it happen. Oh, you're doing it that way. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, let's just make sure that I've got this.
So that is a demonstration of spring ball buffering. If you hold down jump while you are in ball form and you have spring ball, you will just keep on jumping immediately upon contacting the ground, which is really nice for crumble blocks, for what I think are obvious reasons demonstrated here. And there it is. That's our Missile 100. So that is all of the items present and accounted for. I don't know why the the normal missile maximum is 230 of all things, but there it is. That's what it is. I feel like they could have just taken away 2 super tanks and 2 power bomb tanks to make it 250, 40, 40, or maybe like take away all the power bomb tanks, because do you really need 50 power bombs? Spoilers, you don't. Make it like 250, 50, 30, or there's all sorts of permutations we could have done.
Yeah, to be fair though, I rarely use the regular missiles in this run.
Or take away a whole bunch of the missile tanks and add more E-tanks or trash cans or any variety of things could have worked, but 230 is a really weird number. And I'm complaining about it because we have a whole bunch of dead time dead time to fill in here.
Good storytelling here though in this part of the game, I guess, huh?
It's building up the tension, I guess.
That statue was poorly foundationed.
I appreciate you verbing foundation.
All right, and this is pretty much the end here.
We're in Turian. The command center of the Space Pirates is rebuilding of Zebes.
All right.
And now we have the genuine article, actual Metroids. Letting them latch onto you is not recommended.
No, I think I always have to leave the room to get them off. Is there a way to actually get them off?
You can bomb them off, or you can do just like the power bomb kill and power bomb 3 times. 3 power bombs will kill Metroids as well, which is a good thing to keep in mind if you're playing a randomizer, because while it will obviously always make ice accessible in some fashion.
There we go.
Sometimes it's better to not waste the time and just use power bombs to kill them instead. Hey, you found a friend.
They're both latched on. Okay, fine. We'll just... There we go. Oh, that worked.
The downside to power bombing them is they only drop 1 drop rather than like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but I'm not hurting for any of that right now.
Yeah, and 100% you are very, very set and sorted on any sort of consumable item. You, in fact, are probably overflowing with missiles, because 230 is a few.
Yep. All right.
Enough. Plenty.
All right, so
we're going to see Baby Skip from you, right?
Nope. All right, so I am going to turn off some of these things.
You're turning off gravity. That's interesting.
Well, doesn't it gets more damage quicker, doesn't it?
I guess. Why are you turning off space jump?
For that next part.
But why space jump?
I feel like I mess things up less for that.
Well, okay. So I can't imagine why Boris is damaging himself right now.
Ouch.
Oh no! It's the... Oh, you forgot to turn to the right. No.
No. But yeah, like, there is a skip later, or
a trick.
A trick later that I will not do. I have not practiced it, and it does have the potential for locking things up. Come on.
I don't know if you've got enough missiles to do it otherwise, though.
Probably not.
So wait, are you talking Zebetite skip, or are you talking stand-up glitch right now?
Stand-up glitch.
Oh,
okay.
I was talking Zebetite skip. Sorry.
Zeb skip, I think, is why... So, I know for a fact Zeb skip is why you turned off Screw Attack.
Yeah.
I'm still confused why you turned off Space Jump, though.
That's just what I do.
Okay.
I can turn it back on. I don't care, but it doesn't really matter right now. Oh. Because, yeah, I guess Space Jump could get me through here a lot faster.
Yeah.
In here we were supposed to save frames.
Well, that's what we get when we're not saving the animals, I guess. So, I may or may not get this. I could try probably a couple times, but then
So this is a trick called the Zebetite skip. Lets you clip through this.
That was
almost.
too slow.
It lets you clip through that Zebetite, which is the weird like barrier thing there. And if you skip the first one, none of the rest of them decide to spawn. So it saves a fair bit of time. Hey, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, there we
Easy
go.
peasy. First try.
Yeah, so like there's no more.
And it's also important if you have a very low amount of missiles, because each of them takes probably 15 or so missiles to get through. And if you don't have that kind of capacity and you're not doing the skip, you have to go back, fill up on the missile tank thing, refill thing.
Oh, shoot, I forgot.
A few rooms ago.
I need to turn back on Varia, though.
And then scoot back. You're probably fine.
I'm going to do it, though.
Okay. Might as well turn everything else back on.
Yeah,
then.
that's part of it, too.
So, Varia itself is a very strange thing in this particular fight. There's a unavoidable attack, commonly called the Rainbow Beam, where Mother Brain charges up for a while and basically just blasts Samus to oblivion. And unlike basically everything else in the game, damage reduction for the Rainbow Beam is solely based on the Varia suit. The Gravity suit does not affect damage of that at all. Oof, just ate some ketchup there.
I think one more, I think. Come on. There we go. I think that's the last.
Fortunately, in this particular category, eating ketchup does not really matter that much. You might want to damage yourself a little bit.
Shoot. Thanks for reminding me. Nope, not going to get it. That's bad. Thanks for reminding me, though.
All right.
So now...
So, Varia suit reduces the Rainbow Beam to 300 damage rather than 600.
So, sorry about that, everybody.
So, at this point, now Samus is stunned and just hanging out down here.
Eating lots of fast food. Hamburgers, onion rings.
So, ideally, what I should have done there is gotten in between 300 and 400 health, and then they would have just gone down to this right away.
It would go to the... Mother Brain gonna blast you! Oh, wait!
Oh,
the baby.
The baby. So if you don't have Varia equipped, you will take 600 damage. So if you're trying to just advance to this part of the scene, you would have between 601 and 699 health. Okay. And it would just go right to this. But if you have between 701 and 799 health, and you don't have Varia equipped, and you get blasted, the game gets a little confused. And you're not, like, mash some buttons for a moment, just to, like, you're stuck. You'll have to take my word for it that Boris is mashing some buttons because it's off camera. But if you had between 701 and 799 health and you mash buttons, the game gets confusing, like, oh, Samus can stand up and continue fighting because you can take another blast. Even though you can't.
But you can't soft lock the game, though, correct?
Correct. But this lets you stand up, and then you can damage yourself to under 100 to get to this part of the fight. But you're able to move around.
Yep.
There's a couple of spots where it tries to force you into the kneeling animation that you have to be airborne for to avoid, but otherwise you can move around. And once that part of the fight is started, you're already doing damage to this phase where you would be, just pelting Mother Brain with the Hyper Beam. And all of that time is basically free because normally you wouldn't be able to move, and so all of that cutscene has to play out anyway, and so all of that damage is free damage that cuts out this last little phase here.
Yeah.
But the trick is, depending on how you're getting shot at while your health is being refilled by the baby Metroid, it can potentially get unlatched at inopportune places, which can cause you to soft lock because Mother Brain can't actually deliver that final blow that finishes the cutscene and gives you the Hyper Beam and, starts that final phase. But if you're fast enough with your charge Ice Wave Plasmas and you do well enough, you can basically get that final phase down to the point where you get the Hyper Beam, you shoot Mother Brain once, and she dies. And that's it. That's the end of it.
So remember, we are not saving the animals.
We're saving frames.
Saving frames.
Just gonna shoot this guy because he's...
get off my lawn guy.
See ya, get off my lawn guy.
I could just do this. And it would not hurt.
Yeah, the screw attack is really useful for this final segment of the game here.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right, let's see your spikes part.
Hopefully, don't mess this one up.
Yeah. It also saves a ton of time and hassle, so getting that Shine Spark is really important. The good news is, if you miss it, it is possible to, I believe you have to short charge, but I believe it is possible to charge up the Shine Spark even with the acid rising up from the bottom. So it's, all is not lost, and you, in fact, trying it again would still probably save time over just climbing up the escape shaft normally.
Sorry, animals.
See you, animals. We have time to save. And speaking of time.
1:53:54.
Okay. Whew.
Well done, Boris.
Yeah.
Good run.
Solid sub 2. Solid ahead of estimate. And that gets us back on track for the entire marathon. So very good.
And my kid's like, oh, are they making a new planet? Nope.
I mean, for the next run, yeah.
Yeah, for the next one. It's always a new planet.
It's true.
And watch for the animal ship somewhere.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
F.
Oh, Metroid Fusion no longer canon.
Is that really that much of a loss, though?
I liked Metroid Fusion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why people are against it so much.
I like making the joke, really. I'm not particularly opposed to Metroid Fusion.
And one X-ray thing.
And one X-ray thing.
One X-ray thing that she did.
Can't believe it. You X-rayed that hole one time.
Yep. I thought it was going to be worse.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I would have gotten it right away when I could have, it probably would have been way worse. So that's Super Metroid 100% run. Kind of wanted to do that before doing the randomizer because it kind of helps to have an idea of where everything is, and it informs you of where you can potentially go.
Yep.
So, yeah. It's a fun game. If you haven't played it, well,
Go play it.
Go play
It's
it.
a good game.
Yep.
It has earned its hype.
Yes.
It is actually like exactly as good as everyone says it is.
Even 25 years later, it holds up.
Remarkably well.
So I guess we're just going to confirm that it was actually 100% then?
We're going to confirm it's 100%, and we get Deer Force, so, you know.
Yeah, all of these things are important.
But yeah, so just quick shout out to my family. Hi. Wife and kids.
Hi, Boris's family.
So yeah, my son's been kind of watching me do this a lot over the last few months, so he kind of knows some of the paths, but then when I play the randomizer, he gets confused.
Well, now you've got 6 months to practice up again for the next one.
Yep.
6 months to practice up so that you can be...
Combo rando ready?
Yeah, so you can be combo rando ready, so you can help bond with some combo rando.
Yep, sounds good. Lots of special things.
Thanks, R&D1. You did it.
All right. Moment of truth.
You nervous?
Make sure it was 100%.
Yeah.
Deer Force!
Deer Force!
Well, you got the best ending at least.
Yep.
So it's
That's just for speed, how fast you do it, right? Yeah.
Sub 3 hours in game time, and you were handily that in real time even.
And
Your rate for collecting items
90%.
is
Oh,
98.
All right, run validated, 100%.
Congratulations. See you next mission.
yep.
Next up, we have an exhibition of Super Metroid Arcade by EI.
Hi, that's me.
We'll take a few minutes break, let everyone breathe a little bit, and then we'll be back very shortly.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.